Yo, what is going on, you guys? It's your boy King Sanders here, and we are back with another day of sports betting. This is going to be for Friday, July 1st slate of MLB action. I love my plays today. I've done a lot of research on these plays. I really like them. So hopefully it does end up working out for us. This is a new month. We did have a really great month of June. Last couple days were a little bit rocky, but overall we still had a really good month of June. So hopefully we can carry that momentum going into the month of July. I'm super excited to dive into it though, but before we did, I did just want to go ahead and say that we are still currently on the road to 7,000 subscribers. You guys have been showing a lot of support here recently, so thank you guys for that. If you guys are new, make sure you guys do like, comment, subscribe, and turn on that notification bell so you guys know whenever I post. Next, I did just want to go ahead and give a quick shout out here to all of our members here on the channel. Thank you guys so much, for everything that you guys do. And thank you guys so much for giving such a small channel such a big chance, as I always say. Now, we can go ahead and recap yesterday. It definitely wasn't a good day, like I said. So we did have the Dodgers and the Padres no run first inning, and at the top of the first inning, they did end up scoring a run, I believe. I don't remember exactly who got the hit, but I know Machado did end up scoring from second, so it was a very good play. Ended up losing that one. That was the only run that was scored in the first inning, so a little bit unfortunate, but it is what it is. Then we did have Milwaukee Moneyline versus Pittsburgh. And this play was just infuriating just because of the fact that it really should have been a hit. But Milwaukee just really couldn't get like any of they left so many runners on base, and Pittsburgh just played really well overall. So I think that, Milwaukee did overall, over the course of it all, did play really bad. And since they did end up playing really bad, they just could not get anything done. They did make a really great comeback towards the end. I think it was like 8-3, and it was in favor of the Pirates. But the Brewers actually made a comeback and finished with 7. So they ended up losing by 1, 8-7. A little bit unfortunate, but it is what it is. It ended up not working out for us. Then we did end up having our hitters parlay, which this was not an official play at all. But we did have Dansby Swanson and Travis d'Arnaud to both go ahead and get and record a hit. 6 of their 9 starters are, in their rotation, or like their lineup, whatever you want to call it. 6 of their players got a hit, and neither of them were the players that we picked. So I thought that was very funny. We did not end up hitting that one either, but it is what it is. You win some, you lose some. Yesterday was just a little bit of a tough day. We'll bounce back today. I'm feeling really good about these plays. So let's go ahead and dive into it. Our first play of the day, we're going to be taking the Red Sox and the Cubs over 4.5 runs in the first 5 innings at -130 odds. This one is a little bit juiced, but I do think it's juiced for a very good reason. We'll get into one that is not so juiced. It's actually close to plus value that I also really like. So let's go ahead and dive into it. The Cubs are 44, 29, and 2 to the over in the first 5 innings, which is the absolute best in the MLB when it comes to over percentage in the first 5. The Cubs are also 25, 13, and 2 to the over in the first 5 at home. So one of the best when it comes to over percentages at home as well in the first 5. Boston is also a very good offense. I think we know that. Boston is 6th in runs per game just in general, so they do score a ton of runs. The Cubs, on the flip side of things, not as great of an offense, but they are still a pretty good offense. They are 15th when it comes to runs per game. And then on the flip side of things, the Cubs are an absolutely terrible defense, and we all know that. They allow the 4th most runs per game to opposing teams in the entire MLB, so that is close to dead last. So I will definitely be taking my odds with that one. Adrian Sampson is going to be on the mound here for Chicago with a 1.69 ERA, which seems really good. But if you look at it, he's only pitched 3 games so far, and he's only pitched 10 innings. So they pull him really quick. And why this is a good thing is because if let's say Adrian Sampson does end up pitching 3 innings, ends up getting 1 run. Well, then the bullpen has to come in. And the Chicago Cubs have the 3rd highest bullpen ERA in the entire MLB. The Chicago bullpen is absolutely awful. So I do expect this to be closer to the 5th inning when this does end up hitting, but if it hits before, hey, I'm perfectly fine with that. And on the flip side of things, Rich Hill is going to be on the mound for Boston, and he is definitely a hittable pitcher as well. He's had a 4.09 ERA. So if the Cubs can somehow get their bats going, I truly have 1,000% confidence in this bet. So that is going to be our first play of the day, the Red Sox and the Cubs over 4.5 in the first 5 at -130 odds. Now for our second play of the day, we're taking the Cardinals run line in the first 5 innings versus the Phillies at -105 odds. Now, the Cardinals, they are 41-37 to the run line in the first 5 innings. So definitely not tremendous, but definitely still okay. You know, they are still profitable in some way or another. But the Phillies, on the flip side of things, they are 32-45, so they're not even 500 to this line, and I definitely see a lot of value in that. The Phillies have kind of struggled, especially in the first 5 innings. The Phillies also are 5th in runs per game, so the Phillies do score a lot of runs, but the Cardinals are also 7th. So these two teams are not too far apart when it comes to runs scored. Both these teams are top 7 offenses in the entire MLB, both very, very good offenses. And St. Louis is a top 6 defense. They are 6th in runs allowed, which is where I think a lot of the value comes, because Philadelphia, they are 16th in runs allowed. So St. Louis gives up a lot fewer runs. They score just about the exact same, but their defense is just so much better. So hopefully it ends up working out for us. Michaelis is going to be on the mound here for St. Louis as well, with a 2.57 ERA, a 2.53 ERA on the road, and a 2.38 ERA in his last 5. So he is not only great just in general, but he's really good on the road, and he's trending in the right direction in his last 5 games. So he has been a very, very good pitcher for the St. Louis Cardinals, and hopefully he does keep that up for us. And on the flip side of the mound, we have Bailey Falter for Philadelphia with a 4.5 ERA, a 4.02 ERA in his last 5 games, and a 5.06 ERA at home. So definitely not a very great home pitcher. He hasn't been great over the course of the season versus a very good pitcher in St. Louis. I like my odds there, especially at almost plus value. I'll take that any day of the week. Cardinals money line, or run line, in the first 5 versus the Phillies at -105 odds. Now for our third and final play of the day, we're going to be taking the Pirates team total under 3 versus the Brewers at -125 on PointsBet. This is where the best value is on PointsBet. Now, if you take a look at it, Milwaukee, they are 13th in runs allowed, which is not necessarily great. It is a little bit above average, but I still do think we see a lot of value here for a Pittsburgh team that is not very good. They are 28th in runs scored per game, so their offense is definitely not one to admire. They average only 3.71 runs per game just in general. So as long as they do get a little bit below that average, I think that it will end up working out for us. Also, the Pirates did score a lot of runs yesterday, so by the law of averages, they do have to have a pretty down day today. So hopefully it ends up working out for us. The over-under is set at 7.5, so the books are not expecting a lot of runs to be scored in this game, and I don't either. Corbin Burnes is going to be on the mound for the Brewers with a 2.41 ERA, a 2.57 ERA versus Pittsburgh, and a 1.64 ERA on the road. So he has been really, really good on the road, really good in general, and he's pitched pretty good against Pittsburgh. So hopefully it does end up working out for us. But just in case if they do end up pulling Corbin Burnes, Milwaukee is 11th in bullpen ERA. So, definitely not a huge advantage, but they can definitely still get it done versus the 28th ranked offense. The Pirates are also batting .222 versus right-handed pitchers, so they haven't necessarily been great against righties either. So that is going to be our third and final play of the day. The Pirates team total under 3 versus the Brewers at -125 odds on PointsBet. So that is going to do it for today's video. If you guys did enjoy, make sure you guys like, comment, subscribe, and turn on that notification bell so you guys know whenever I post. Like I said, we are on the road to 7,000 subscribers, so if you guys are new, make sure that you guys are subbed. But yeah, that's going to be it for me. This is King Center signing out. Peace.